We'll look at on the next video in this series where I show you the most efficient ways to perform any exercise so you can maximize your time in the gym. Push-ups are a stable chest exercise that I would argue could be for beginners and advanced lifters with a variation I'll show you later in this video. But for now, let's go over the most efficient way to do the push-up, as even the most basic version can be much harder than the way most people do them. Start on your hands and feet with your head and neck in a neutral position, looking slightly forward and hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Your index finger should be pointed forward and slightly out at an angle. This gives you better leverage and position to push from, as well as helping out with forearm mechanics when performing the push-up. You want to keep your low back in its natural arch position, squeezing your quads, glutes, and core to prevent excessive arching in your low back. This solidifies your base to give you a stable foundation to push from, preventing any power you could be applying into the exercise from going into other parts of your body. If you look from the side, there should be a straight line from the back of your head, your upper mid-back, tailbone, and heels. Put your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. If your feet are too narrow, you'll be using more of your core and hips to prevent any rotation and to stay balanced, taking away from the power you could be applying through your pecs, shoulders, and triceps. When performing the push-up, you want to keep your forearms in a straight line to get the most efficient leverages and prevent unnecessary strain on any other joints. If your elbows flare out to the side, you'll be using more of your triceps, taking away from the pecs and putting increased strain on your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Another common mistake people make is thinking about lowering and pushing straight down. Instead, think about lowering slightly forward and pushing slightly back up. Since at the top part of the push-up, your pecs are technically at a decline angle to the ground and line up more with your mid-pec fibers at the bottom, you want to maximize the pressing in this way to target more of your mid-pec fibers to apply more tension there as well. If you go straight up and down, you'll be targeting your triceps more, which isn't necessarily bad, but takes away some load from your pecs. If you want to target your triceps more, you can move your hands closer together and have your forearms travel closer to your body throughout the movement, since you'll put more of a stretch on the triceps compared to your pecs. On the flip side, you can widen your hands to twice that of shoulder width to target your pecs more than your triceps. Some of you might be thinking that this results in more strain in your shoulders, and you'd be right, but this isn't exactly a bad thing. Your anterior shoulders, aka the front, are more vulnerable than the back, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't load them. When we load any tissue under manageable forces, we are strengthening them to be stronger, therefore reducing our likelihood of injuries. It's like saying we shouldn't do any push-ups at all because the load applies on our tricep tendons at our elbows. If we're not used to these loads and they are applied to an unmanageable degree for too long, this wouldn't be good for that joint or any other joint. If we slowly apply the load under control and ease into it, the tissues and joints will become stronger over time. And as long as you keep the forearm straight the entire time, this shouldn't be an issue. Obviously, ease into this if your shoulders aren't used to it, and stop 1 or 2 reps shy of failure to be on the safe side. You'll find your body will adapt fairly quickly to this, and it'll become a staple. Then to make this even better, I recommend putting stable dumbbells on their ends to get a deeper stretch in the pecs. This deficit is awesome to load the pecs from, as you can lower to a much larger degree than if your hands were on the ground, providing more of a stimulus to the pecs and upgrading the push-up. This deficit push-up is performed the same way as a regular push-up, keeping everything tight, forearms perpendicular to the ground, pushing up and away to get back to the top. As long as your shoulders and elbows are okay with it, anywhere from 3 to 6 sets of 10 to 25 reps is a great spot to work in, as a wide deficit push-up may be challenging at first, but you'll find it becomes more comfortable the more you do them, and you'll see your pecs grow in no time. Push-ups are great to tack on more pec volume without much equipment and be easier on the joints than bench presses, as your scapulae are more involved and can help with the movement. If you have any questions about the push-up and any variations, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer you. Click like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.